All right, next up was the obligatory. I did it again. 8-man, the Dork Order versus the Nightmare Family. So I know there's 18 of the Dork Order, but they come out ready for their 8-man, and here comes Scorpio Sky, Matt Cardona, Dustin Rhodes, and QT Marshall, and they have to have Bunny and Brandy with them. They just have to. This is such a dangerous thing with these homicidal maniacs in the Dork Order. We have to bring 220-pound girls to the ring with us.
The girls aren't 220 pounds.
220-pound girls.
Okay. That makes sense.
That would be 220-pound girls. 220-pound girls. Anyway, and they jump-started it. And sloppy brawling. And here's the thing. If it's a main event grudge match and the baby faces feel they have been wronged, they come in and jumpstart it and start it hot, that's great. Or if the fucking heels in a main event grudge match want to stop the baby faces from having too much momentum and they jumpstart it once in a while, that's fate adds. But when everything is a jumpstart and it's honestly with this outlaw looking fucking band of dorks in the Dork Order, you've just got another fucking match that starts at 100 miles an hour and nobody gives a shit. And go back, kids. You should save these on your DVRs. Go back and watch it. And Dustin Rhodes is still the smoothest and best worker in the company, but that's, as we've said, faint praise. But now every time he touches Brody Lee, every time somebody touches boring Brody, they lose their fucking talent. Go back and watch when Dustin and Brody hook up and do-si-do around at the start, they're pretending to hit each other, but not really doing it. Sloppy punches and it's like Dustin was trying to tell him something and he wasn't listening. I don't fucking know, but they're just swinging their arms at each other's sides. Anytime somebody touches Brody Lee, their talent leaves their body. They settled it down and the faces beat up Pizzeria Uno for a while. By the way, somebody sent me a picture, a link actually of a still frame from a video. Pizzeria Uno, he was a member of the Super Smash Brothers, and I've said this guy is like the epitome of a fucking bland white kid, right? Just fucking looks like the mokes that would be working at the concession stand. He had a previous gimmick when he was up there in Canada with the outlaw fucking let's play this shit in our backyard crew that he started with. Guess what his previous gimmick was? His name was Flip D. Burger. Berger. Had a chyron there so I would know. And just fucking scraggly brown hair, unshaven fucking, at the time, because this was probably 15 years ago, young fucking goof-looking guy, and now he's a fat goof-looking guy. Although he's not as fat as he was, because he can't afford as much pizza, apparently, now. This heel group is not only so rotten at wrestling, but looks so outlaw that Colt Cabana looks like a superstar in the middle of these people. He actually is physically fucking well. Looks like he can move around without falling down. They tried to get some heat on QT, but they didn't really know how, and it was the pace of a snail with too many people in this fucking match. I did make note that Cardona's a good-looking athlete, and he made a nice little comeback, but then they stopped him, and the match came to a screeching halt, and they got heat on Cardona. By that time, I was right, please make this stop. I asked myself a question, how could this match be better? I answered it, don't book it. Then Dustin gets a tag, and he makes the comeback of the night. But then Brody Lee comes in, and did you see that? Stopped him with a kick that wouldn't have broken an egg to the head, and Dustin just fucking falls right over, because that's the spot. And Scorpio Sky tags himself in, and everything comes to a halt again. Every time they get the heat on somebody, they tag a babyface, he makes a comeback, then the whole match comes to a fucking halt, and they start over again. And then this time, the referee turned his back on purpose, obviously, visually on purpose, so that Anna Jay could come in and spin Scorpio Sky around and go to slap him or something. while the referee's standing there admonishing Brody Lee not to stand there and do nothing, because that's what he was doing. Which, of course, was the reason for Brandy to roll in and spear Anna Jay. They shoehorned this spot in with the girls just so Brandy could get something to do when she didn't have anything to do and didn't need anything to do. Because she didn't deserve anything to do, because she shouldn't have been involved in this to begin with. And then, after that, Scorpio Sky gets to make a comeback. Now that Brandy's got her fucking spot out of the way, Scorpio Sky makes a comeback, and then they stop Sky. And suddenly, he just cold tags Cardona. And then suddenly QT tagged himself in when Cardona didn't know about it. So fucking... Cardona did a dive, and then QT did a dive. Because everybody's got to do a dive, one right after another. But then the Dork Order did one of their male cheerleading routines into a shoulder ride, into a finish on QT, and then Colt splashed him off the top, great looking splash, and got a 2 count. And I, at that point, wrote, who cooked this bowl of scrambled eggs? Then Brody Lee made QT tag Dustin back in, and they did more play punches with each other because everybody was dying to see that confrontation again. And then Brody Lee planted Dustin, but Colt missed the moonsault that he told him to hit Dustin with, and Dustin pinned Colt. So this hot grudge match, because they just hospitalized and carried Cody out on a stretcher. Fuck Cody, we'll just get even for him ourselves. So they the first match they have after they hospitalize fucking Cody and he's carried out on a stretcher, the Nightmare Family without Cody gets the revenge on the heels that did it. And then, because Colt lost, Brody yelled at Colt in a mean fashion for losing. And the announcer said, we've never seen Colt treated like this before. Oh, heavens. Oh, what? I'm clutching my pearls now that he spoke meanly to Colt Cabana. Did they just get even for Cody's assault and battery? Does Cody need to come back now, or can he just hang out at home or wherever he is?
I don't know if anyone's missing Cody right now, but they didn't just attack Cody and knock him off the stretcher and beat him up. They beat up Dustin. They beat up QT. Anna Jay choked out Brandy. Now Brandy's beat up Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Dustin gets the shot against Brody Lee this Wednesday on TV after scoring the pinfall here.
Yeah.
This just seems like backwards booking in terms of why anyone should care about any of this. I will say, I got a kick out of the fact that the Dork Order all comes out, the biggest crew of people since the NWO. There's just so many of them. I don't even know who half of them are. They're all so serious and dour. And Colt Cabana is with him, and he's just still being Colt Cabana, and he's all happy. And I really like that. I thought Colt Cabana was good here. And
that's where we've come. That's how far we've come. Colt Cabana was good here.
I didn't care about the babyface team at all. Obviously, I'm still taken out of the show because since Matt Hardy almost died, we got the women's match. The crowd has started to get to the point where they're either overheated or under-mic'd or not giving a shit. And then we got this match. I did not care about this match at all. And I wasn't the only one.
Well, let's talk about the next match and see if you cared about that. What?
I'm just trying to think, when was the promo with Kip Sabian?
I zipped through that.
Okay.
Why? What did he say?
Kip Sabian announced that, or I guess Penelope announced, they're getting married, and I think they're going to have their wedding on Dynamite.
Oh, good Lord.
And this Wednesday, in order to entice you to watch Dynamite, Kip Sabian is going to announce who will be his best man. And then he held up a sign to follow him on Twitch, and the little shot at the WWE, they said AEW approves of this at the bottom of the screen. Although I don't know if I'd be taking shots at WWE on this pay-per-view event.
Yeah, I wouldn't be taking any shots anywhere at anybody if I was a part of this fucking fiasco, start to finish.